Hi, welcome back to the shop. 2 weeks ago I announced a Q&A session where you can put your questions into the comments and I will answer them on video. And I got a lot of very good questions and I will try to go through as many as I can in about half an hour or something like that. I don't want to make this video too long because a lot of people just can't devote that much time to watch some random video on YouTube. So 30 minutes, maybe plus minus a few minutes. So this is the thank you video for my 5,000 subscribers, and the time this video goes online I'm almost at 5,800 subscribers, so thank you all. And also something new, I'm on Instagram. Yeah, I put a link down in the description and also right here, maybe here. I post video photos and short video clips out of the shop and random crap all around. Pretty regular there, so might be interesting to follow there. And I have the very interesting section, random drawer of the week, where I open one drawer in the shop, take a picture and post it. So I went through the comments of the video, of the rotary table video, and I picked a handful of questions. I made screenshots of them and I put them on my phone so I can go through them and answer them. First one, Christopher Beasley. Hey, how long does it take to make a video? What tools do you use? Does it require any special computer hardware? How long it takes to make a video? It's you have to do the project, which takes as long as it takes. Then you get some video footage. Normally for a normal video I get about 1 to 3 hours of footage. Then you have to go through all the footage, watch it, most of the time repeatedly. Then you have to edit it, which takes at least as long as much footage you have. So 3 hours of footage is normally about minimum 3 hours of editing, just because you have to watch it and edit it in real time. And then you have to render it. That means the video editing software puts the whole video segments together with the title and the outro and effects and sound, music and all sorts together in one video file. That takes for a 30-minute video about 1 hour. I shoot everything in 1080p high definition, and also edit and render it at 1080, and the video files I get are pretty big, and the machine I'm using for editing is not the most powerful. So that's about 1 hour of rendering time, and then I have to upload it. I have a 50 Mbit connection here, so uploading is about half an hour or something like that. Half an hour to an hour normally, a bit depending on the time, daytime. What tools do you use? I have a camera, that one. It's a Sony Handycam. I will link it down in the description. Very good camera, incredible good lens and very good microphone. I like it very much. Sometimes I use the phone for additional, this is a Samsung Galaxy Note 4, which I use for as a secondary camera when I have this even shoots in 4K. And I have an old DSLR, a EOS 350D, that I use for still pictures. And my video editing tool is Corel Video Studio, which is very inexpensive and it works very well with the video output and image output of my camera gear. So that's the tools I use. And does it require any special hardware? Computer hardware? Nope. I have an Intel i3 computer with a few gigabytes of RAM, and that's it. Big hard drive and a 2-monitor setup, which makes it way easier to handle video output. You have your main editing software on one screen, and you have all your video clips and stuff like that on the secondary monitor. So yeah, not too much to it. Okay, next one. Pierre. Pierre has a whole lot of questions. Let's go through them, because he has a lot of questions that came up a lot. So let's go through them. What part in Germany do you live? Bavaria. About 150 kilometers north of Munich, I live. My guess is you're married with no kids. No, I'm not married. I have a girlfriend right here with me. We're not married, we're not living together. And where and how you learned you English, and do you speak other languages? Yes, I speak German and Bavarian. My English is just, I had English during school, but most of the English I use is watching series and movies on English, reading English literature, and technical descriptions and stuff like that. It's just learning by doing for me. And I quite like talking English, so yeah, works out for me. What's your editing method? I drop everything I shoot in a timeline, and then I cut everything away that I don't want to see anymore. And when I hit about 35 minutes, I hit the render button. Bel Air Boy asks, do you buy tools, cutters online, and if so, where? Yes, of course. First address is every time eBay. I'm looking for industrial surplus, new unused end mills, inserts and stuff like that, and also tooling like vices and stuff like that. Everything on eBay. And my local, or the German main tool seller, Hoffmann Tools, has of course an online shop, and that's what I use if I have to buy new. Also linked down in the description. Lake Dog asks, what is your education and profession, and did you have to learn English for your job? My education, I went to school, normal school, and then I learned trade. I'm a mechatronics guy. That's a combination out of electronics, mechanics, automation, and some programming stuff. And I went through a 3.5-year apprenticeship in a pretty big company. That's the same company I still work for. And and then I specialized on mechanics and machining and prototyping and stuff like that. Which brings us to the next question, my profession. I think that's my day job and what I do for a living. I'm a machinist in a prototype shop, or in a prototyping department for a big company that makes electronic appliances or electric appliances like breakers, RCDs, heavy-duty current switching stuff, and so on and so on. I mostly run a CNC router, a big Datron M10 Pro, link down in the description. Pretty nice machine, heavy-duty router. Machining all sorts of plastic parts, prototype parts out of sheet metal, steel, what's everything that's needed. I do the CAM work myself, programming 3D CAM. We use Creo. I cut the material, I set up the machine, I select the tools, I do everything from start to end on the jobs I get. So that's a very interesting and very rewarding job, because you start with a sketch or with a 3D model, and in the end you have a viable thing that no one else had seen before, because it's prototype. Wood Oak Shield asks, are you finished with the miniature 1911? No. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it, because gun law in Germany is really strange thing. Even if it's a model, it's not sure about it. But I will let you know if I cancel it. And second question, also any other firearm related projects? Nope, no firearms. No gunsmith, no gunsmithing license, so nope. Devin Moodley asks, where do you find time for all these projects? I have a very understanding girlfriend. Also, what is your ideal job? Working in a machine shop, prototyping shop, tool and die shop. For me it doesn't matter what I make, I just want to make something. I'm very interested in the process itself of machining parts, making parts, getting everything right. I would build everything, but I like the process itself. How would you spend your days? What would you buy if money wasn't an object? A big ass machine shop. Dennis Skirp asks, do you mind being called Steph, or do you prefer Stefan? Second question, are there machinists in the family? Yes, my dad was a tool and die maker. Yuki asks, where do you live in Germany? As I said, Bavaria. Do you have any machining education background? Yes, I did an apprenticeship in mechatronics, so you learn basic machine shop practice. You run lathe, you run milling machines, manual and CNC. You learn very little about surface grinding. You learn a lot on bench work, drill press, bandsaw, all the stuff you need for daily work. And after that, I just went to work and I started to learn while being a machinist and while doing jobs. Yeah, that's the way how I got where I'm now. Robert Klein asks, poster on the wall. Who, what, where? There are 2 posters in my shop. Let's take the camera. As for the posters in my shop, this is a Blind Guardian band poster or tour poster. Back in 2006 I was at a Blind Guardian concert in Lichtenfels, and it was a great show, and we decided to to take one of the posters with us, so got in my shop. This is the second poster or photograph in my shop. This is out of an apprentice shop during the judging by the haircuts, I would say 70s, 60s, 70s. The bench meter down here has even Nixie tubes in it, no LCDs or stuff like that. So this is quite old, from the this is a quite old picture of an apprentice shop. All guys wearing shirts, checkered shirts. And yeah, I got this at due to a trade, and the person who gave me this, first he didn't want to throw it away, so he looked for somebody who would hang it up and appreciate it, and I liked the look of it, and yeah, I took it and I hang it up in the shop, and I like it. It gives, yeah, it has a it has a weird retro feeling, even if it's an electronics shop, not a machine shop or something like that. Longtime viewer Asserta asks, what is that started you on this path? I think he means what got me started in machining. I think it was my dad, as he was a tool die maker. He had also always all sorts of tools at home, and there was a box with taps and small drills, end mills, and so on and so on, and that stuff fascinated me from the get-go on, and that kind of directed me into the right direction. And also I always loved to take all devices apart, VCRs and old TVs, radios. I took everything apart and looked how what made it tick. So, okay, my phone started to troll me, or should I say Dropbox started to troll me, where I put all the questions. So I had to go back to Stone Age and print them out. Yves Morissette asks, to get started in home hobby machining, what is best way to buy machines, tools and equipment? That's a tough one. I can tell you how I started. I bought a mini lathe, a 7x12 mini lathe that's made by Seek in the hardware store, and just started to machine stuff. And then it quickly escalated. I bought a drill press, I bought a very cheap milling machine, all new Chinese machines. And then I learned what I needed to know. I learned the principles of machining. I learned how to measure stuff, how to trim a vise, and so on and so on. And then I got a bigger lathe. Then I bought a bigger old industrial milling machine, which was horrible condition. I rebuilt it and used it quite some time. Then I sold it. Then I built my CNC milling machine out of an old industrial engraving machine, sold that too. Now I have the manual Chinese milling machine, which I like pretty much. Then I bought a shaper, and some stuff I buy new, some I prefer old industrial machinery like my engraving machine. This is something you can't get as a Chinese machine. There are none. So I looked especially for the type of machine I had, and I got one in perfectly shape for a reasonable price. You only have to look hard enough. My bandsaw was a €50 bargain on eBay. My shaper I got from a friend for also very reasonable money, but it's like new. And a lot of the end mills, cutters, measuring tools I got just from eBay. But I started just to invest more into the shop, and I tend, if I can't find something on eBay and I need it for a certain project, I buy it new. So, hard to say. I would say start out with a small, not too expensive machine, then you will see what you need and what you want to do, and so on and so on. The first lathe you buy will not be the last you buy, or the first milling machine. It's, if you have a milling machine and you see a better one you can afford and have time to move it into your shop, have the space, change it. Sell your old milling machine and buy a better one. Why not? You're not married to the milling machine. And even then, divorce. Sebastian Liebhardt asks, approximately how much money have you spent in your machine shop? Too much. I think it would be about, yeah, a good medium-sized car. Carl Schuller asks, he had a great question, I really like this one. Could you show us some pages from your design sketchbook and talk about how you iterated the design? Yeah, I will. Let's go to the bench and take a look in my sketchbooks. I'm somewhat known for my sketches and sketchbooks for some reason. Don't know exactly why, but I love to sketch. When I'm sitting in the evening on the couch watching some crap on TV, I most of the time have one of my notebooks and a pencil in reach, and I love to do sketches. For some reason I like the A5 format as a sketchbook, and I prefer graph paper. I draw freehand most of the time and only with pencil. 0.7mm mechanical pencil is what I like, because you can push down pretty hard and it's not going to break that easy. So yeah, some projects I have drawn. This one might be familiar. This is the sine base, and this is how it turned out later. This was the first iteration of the sine base. Just started out sketching down one of the grinding vices I have, and then I made the attachment. I sketched up the attachment for it. I knew that I wanted to have different pin positions for different sine angles, and then I created this whole thing around it. And then I realized that I want to have a position where I can stand it upright. That made me create it in this shape, the half moon shape with the 4 pinholes, and that's how the design of the sine base evolved. Yeah, I was fooling around with making a measuring magnifier, which looked at the end nothing like my sketch. It has a 10mm scale down here, graduated 0.1mm. It's 7 times magnifying. And yeah, this is what I drew up, and this is what I made in the end. Yes, this is this design with the Batman shaped cutout down here, like this. Here I have copied a design. This is here sits a dial indicator with a lever that goes down, and it can be clamped here in the spindle of a milling machine, and you can use it to center on round features. I might build this one day. I have seen this design made by a Swiss company called Hauser, and it looked pretty cool, and I want to make it of my own touch. And this is just a 3D sketch. I will always try around with isometric sketching, but I'm not very good at it. Of the collet that holds the dial indicator. This is the sketch for my collet block, for this ER25 collet block. This up here is cross-section view. This is the screw or nut with the internal taper, and down here is the body with the bore and the taper and so on. Here I was figuring out the lever mechanism for my power feed. This is the sketch for the beta threading gauge. Here we have the sketch for the also cross-section view through the chamfering machine. Down here is the motor On something like this, I just started out. I had the motor, the Cress spindle motor, and I sketched it down, the collet, and with an end mill in it. Then I just sketched the housing around it and added the V cutout up here, and from that it iterated to the thing it is today. Over here are the 3-pound tool holders that I made just a few weeks ago. These were easy to draw because I had one original. I just copied that. There are different design ideas for small boring heads. I built this one and it failed miserably, completely crashed. Oh, here it is, small boring head. Not the best design. Failure is always an option, as they say. There are other designs for boring heads. This is an Indical style clamp for the quill or for the spindle of the milling machine, where you can hold your indicator without clamping it to the spindle. I will make that one day. Another sign bar design. I will build this for sure. I made one like this before. I built this one with a swiveling point here, and you put your gauge blocks in here to set your angle between this and this leg. And I want to build a more compact version. That's just a bit more. This is a bit of a rough design, but still is quite accurate. Here I was fooling around with a right angle head for my milling machine. I sketched the spindle nose of the milling machine, and then I went online, looked for spiral bevel gears, and I sketched some doodle down as a right angle head. Might build one day. And here are the saw orbers we just built. I have first part of the videos is already up. Not sure if part 2 is up when this video goes online. And here is a faceplate with a single T-slot and a Keats angle plate. And here I'm just gathering ideas for a tool grinding machine or a tool cutter grinder. Oh, and this is a new one. Sketching a design for a low profile heavy duty boring head. Low profile, that direction. Here goes the shank, Morse taper 2. Wide base dovetail. Takes 12mm boring bars. I want to change the design. I want it to take 16mm boring bars. But this is not the final design yet. And that's it for this sketchbook. There are a few pages left that I might fill. And here is my older sketchbook. This is the sketch for the quill of my drill press and also the spindle. I made a new quill for the drill press, and with the rack teeth I did a enlargement view of the rack teeth with all the measurements, and also with dimensions to check the teeth with a gauge pin in it. Yeah, these are my fly cutters, small, medium, big. To-do list. Tailstock turret, Morse taper 2. I will build this one day. This end, the Morse taper 2 shank, goes of course into your tailstock of the vise. Then you have this angled bearing block and your turret on top, which can rotate. and it is indexed with this plunger down here into the rotating turret. Yeah, that's my notebooks, at least those I could find right now. And I can only say I love sketching. I do a lot of CAD work, CAD and CAM at work. I have Solid Edge as a CAD software at home, and I use it only for really complicated stuff where I have to get many moving parts against each other, and apart from that I do all by hand sketching. And as you saw, hand sketching it has quite I like the look of it. When you look at this, this is I like it how it looks. Okay, that's it for the questions. Sorry if I didn't address your specific question, but I tried to get a broad section of all the questions, and I had to draw a line somewhere because I couldn't have this video hour long. And thank you all for watching, commenting and sharing these videos. It helps a lot. And also thank you for watching this video. See you next time.